All right, all right. What's going on, y'all? Peace, peace, peace. This your girl Tiffany here, live in effect. So I'm here because I want to talk about Kwanzaa. All right, so Kwanzaa is a holiday that is observed from December the 26th to January the 1st. Okay, and it's the celebration of seven principles. All right, so the first one is Umoja, which means unity. The second one is Kuji Chakalia, which is self-determination. The third one is Ujima, which is collective responsibility. Ujima is the fourth one, which is the collaborative economics, right? Or collective economics. Then the fifth one is Kumba, which just passed. That means creativity. Now, in midnight, at my time zone, is Nia, which means purpose. All right, so I want to talk about one person, this particular individual. So a lot of credit when it comes to Kwanzaa has been given to Malana Karenga as the founder, right? But nobody talks about a sister who played her role into making Kwanzaa what it is as a holiday, okay? So she gave it more meaning. She made it more popular. All right, and this sister here goes by the name of Sister Makinya Sibeko-Kouate. Again, Sister Makinya Sibeko-Kouate. All right, so this is a picture of her. That's the sister. Somebody put, how is your day? My day is fine. Thank you for asking. All right. So now let's go into a little bit of history about her. All right. So according to the article from Berkeley Library, right? Powers to the students and Black power to Black students. The life and legacy of Sister Makinya Sibeko-Kouate. All right. So it said that she was born into a middle class family in St. Leandro, California on July the 1st of 1926. Her father, Turner Smith, worked for the Calvert Distillers Corp, and her mother, Willette Smith, was active in many African American social clubs and fraternal orders. All right. Hey James, how you doing? Sibeko-Kouate grew up in South Berkeley and graduated from Berkeley High School in 1947. In the early 1950s, she studied music and teaching at San Francisco State College and ran a small business, which was called Harriet Ceramic Creations, out of the home she shared with her mother. Sibeko-Kouate attended Marriott College from 1965 to 1968, where she studied business administration, real estate, and community planning. She received her BA in Black Studies and an MA in Education from Cal State Hayward in 1970s. At Marriott, Sibeko-Kouate helped develop the Black Studies department and was the first African American person elected student body president. Okay, so here's some information on her. Okay, that's her picture. All right. And so it says that here are the three of many faces of Sibeko-Kouate. On the left, posing with her ceramic creations, which she advertised on her business card as handmade gifts to fit your personality. In the center picture with colleagues who also advocate for the discipline of Black studies and for Black power, Sid Walton, Ruth Hagwood, and Nathan Hare, and on the right teaching a class. All right. So it goes on to say Sibeko-Kouate was elected president of the Associate Students of Merritt College in fall of 1967. In her welcome address, she notes that being a college student in 1967-1968 is a bewildering experience. We must proceed towards the future in the context of an unpopular external war and an internal revolution. Education should be a maker of a virgin future rather than a slave to an unjust and shop-worn past. You can change the world. Students like Sibeko-Kouate and faculty like Walton sought to change the world by advocating for an African American Studies program at Merritt. The flyer on the right advertises a student community ceremony to celebrate the first graduates of that program. All right, so here's the pictures. All right. So Sibeko-Kouate's influence went beyond Merritt College. She also served as the president of the National Black Student Union, and in 1968 ran an education workshop on student community relations for Black students on white campuses at the National Black Power conferences in Philadelphia. Sibeko-Kouate's paper contained materials related to Black curricula and Black student unions from many schools in California and especially in the Bay Area. All right. Examples include a brochure from the Black Students Union at Oakland Tech in the center and on the right. All right, here we go. Okay. So several celebration of Sibeko-Kouate's life referred to her as the queen, as the queen mother of Kwanzaa, and her paper contains evidence of her effort to define and promote the holiday. Example includes these flyers and her notes from an organizational committee meeting in Seattle. Most documents in the collection spell the holiday Kwanzaa, that is the original spelling of the African Harvest Festival on which the celebration is based. According to the American Heritage Dictionary, a seventh letter was added to correspond with the seven African principles honored during the holiday. Both spellings are correct. Okay. All right, so that's one of the papers. Go back. Okay. There we go. And then Sibeko-Kouate came into contact with a wide range of political and cultural organizations, either through her direct participation in them or through intramural, yet intramural she gathered at events she attended. The materials she collected document decades of African American cultural life in the Bay Area, including visual arts, music, dance, theater, film, poetry, books, fashion show, cultural festivals, sporting event, and the culinary arts. Events range from the very local a night of entertainment at Merritt College to benefit for the parent infant neighborhood center to appearance by well-known performers and politicians at community events. Nina Simone, the Chambers brother, and Congressman Ron Dillums. The fact that Sibeko-Kouate collect these flyers and programs reflected her awareness of their historical significance. Right. So, okay, here we go. The collection documents how Sibeko-Kouate campaigned for politicians, supported the Black Panthers, and was a community organizer. The buttons on the left reflect her politics. The flower in the middle asks residents to support a boycott to end police brutality, and the note on the right document a 1968 incident where Berkeley police assaulted Sibeko-Kouate and her mother after entering their home without permission. It's not clear whether the assault motivated the boycott or just another instance of police brutality in the Black community, but the cause of the let me see, yeah, the cause of the organizer was very clear. Our cause is justice. We reject the idea of supporting businesses that sanction police brutality and disregard for human dignity. Berkeley is run like a plantation. Plantation days are over. Use your dollars to fight your battles. Blacks, keep downtown Berkeley in business. We will boycott businesses until justice flows. All right, so here's the pictures. Those are the button. I didn't know Greg Dickory. I didn't know Dick Gregory was running for president at one point. That's interesting. All right. All right. So this was to boycott police brutality. All right. So here's the letter. All right, so then goes on to say the bulk of Sibeko-Kouate's paper covered the years of 1939 and through 1975 and documents significant cultural and political changes over that time. The album on the left is from a 1952 Calvary Distillers gathering that Sibeko-Kouate's father Turner attend. The meaning represent the first time any industry gathered its men covering the Negro market from all over the country to meet in New York with its top executives for a two-way exchange of ideas on business. The gathering included a testimonial dinner honoring Thurgood Marshall. To be Reznicki, and executive vice president, said this trip is another leaf in the Calvert Book of Leadership in Interracial Affairs. In 1969, calendar produced by Seagram Distillers, Calvert's parent company on the right, celebrates famous Americans and their significant contribution to the history of the United States. Someone, presumably Sibeko-Kouate, crossed out the outdated offensive term Negro and replaced it with black. This item's contrast with her father's souvenir from the early 1950s captures a cultural and political shift in rhetoric that can be seen throughout the collection. Okay. Now, let me pull this up. Okay, so this is from the company that her father was working at one point. Okay, and see the word Negro was crossed out in black. So let me say this. One of the reasons why people at that time used the term black or identified with African American was because they wanted to get away from the word Negro. Okay. So let me make it clear the term African American was used way before the 60s, way before the 70s. All right. There was a book or a flyer that was written by a person of an unknown name, but he identified as an African American. Okay. So the term African American been around, all right, but it was just popularized in the 80s. All right. Somebody put is Negro a bad word? Well, it was an offensive term. The word Negro was offensive. It was similar to being called a nigger. Okay. It was similar to being called the N-word. So it was just as offensive. So that's why some people was against the word Negro because it sounds too close to the N word. Okay. So that's why. But let's go ahead and continue. It says, it is saying that Sibeko-Kouate's paper contained nearly 100 home movies, 8 millimeters and 16 millimeters that documents vacation, celebration, and other social gathering with families and friends. These films, like the cover album and other photographs, personal and family papers in the collection, documents the everyday lives of middle class African Americans in the 20th century. Okay. Um. All right. Peace. 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 I don't know how to say your name, brother, but shout out to you. All right, so that's the information. That's all. So as I read, that sister was very dedicated to focusing on developing a cultural practice for African American people. Okay. So as I read in the article, she also supported the Black Panthers. All right. She was one of the main people that put up the fight for Black studies at Merritt College. All right. So now, why this sister don't get enough credit? I do not know. That's a good question. But here's the thing: the people that actually put in the hard work or put in the effort of doing something productive for a community, they're not gonna always be recognized. So there's gonna be a form of selective history when it comes to telling the stories about African Americans. It's like whoever is most popular, they're gonna get the name, they're gonna get the recognition, while the others are going to just be left unknown. Now, I just found out about this lady a few days ago. I didn't know anything about Makinya Sibeko-Kouate. I didn't know who she was. I didn't know anything about her. I never heard this woman. I never heard this woman. I never ever studied this information until. And I think it's only fair to give her the credit that she deserved for the efforts and work that she put into the community. And as the principal Kumba, which means creativity, she played a vital role in creating something that we all can remember. She played the most important role in that. And so now we enter in today concept, which is Nia, which represents purpose. We all have a purpose. So this sister fulfilled her purpose just by making sure that the African American or just Black people in general will recognize and be able to stay connected with their roots. So she fulfilled her purpose. So as we go on to continue on with the practice of Kwanzaa, for those of you that celebrate Kwanzaa, remember, what is your purpose? Find out what your purpose is and go for it. Again, what is your purpose in life? Find out what that purpose is and focus on that goal. And you're not going to reach every goal, but if you focus on that one goal, then that's enough said. You did your part. So as humans, we on here for a reason. We on earth for a particular reason. Whatever that purpose is, that's something that you got to fulfill. That's something that you got fulfilled. All right. So, anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about tonight. Shout out to the people in the chat. Thank you guys for tuning in, watching. Shout out to shout out to those who have been subscribed to my channel. Um, I appreciate the new subscribers. So as we go into 2026, right into this new year, I know everybody got a New Year resolution. So New Year's resolution is put that into focus. You know what I'm saying? Put it into action. Don't just tell the world what you got going on, what you gonna do and all of that. Just put it into action. So that's a part of your purpose right there, your New Year resolution. And then tomorrow, which is going to be e-money, which is the last. Oh, is it tomorrow? Yeah, it's tomorrow. Yeah. January the 1st is tomorrow. Cool. All right, which is the last day of Kwanzaa. That is e-money, and e-money means to have faith. But in order, you got to put in the work, because faith without work is dead, right? You learned that from the scripture. But anyways, you guys have a wonderful evening. And I hope you all have a safe night or whatever your time zone may be. And I hope y'all have a safe new year. Celebrate wisely, okay? Happy New Year's Eve. And I'm looking forward to interact with you guys more as this new year coming up. So stay tuned. I'll keep you guys posted. Until peace and power elevation. This your girl Tiffany, and I am logging off. So good night, peace, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Oops. Oops. All right.